I don't know if you know, but during this past week, there have been fires raging all over Israel. Of course, part of the problem is that we have now started the dry season. And last week in particular, we had record high temperatures with very dry winds. A recipe for disaster if even the smallest fire is lit because it can spread so easily and so dangerously. Last week, an entire community was wiped out. 40 out of 50 homes were burnt to the ground in a community not in Samaria, but very close to Samaria, very close to the pre-67 lines. After some investigation, the police are fairly certain that this is arson, and all fingers are pointing to Palestinian terrorism as what lies behind this. In addition, last week we saw increasing attacks from Gaza of fire balloons, something that was a real menace last summer. And again, because the dry season has begun, the Arabs have started sending over those fire balloons, and fields are being destroyed on a regular basis. Of course, the Israel firefighters are out there and doing everything they can, but when a fire begins like this, it is almost impossible to stop it before homes are lost. Thank God no lives have been lost. In the wake of all of this, here in Carnation, Rome, the community did a fire drill last week to test the preparedness of this community. Unfortunately, they failed the test. And the reason they failed the test was because insufficient communication devices. The fire equipment is okay, we've got the fire trucks, we've got the fire hoses, we've got all those other things that we need to fight a fire. But because our communication devices are inferior, it is likely that in the case of a real emergency, they will crash and it will be impossible for the various team members to communicate. I got an emergency phone call just yesterday from the head of the emergency services here in Carnation, Rome, begging me for funds to help them buy these walkie-talkies. I can well understand how critical this is, particularly in light of the increased fire hazard that we are suffering through right now. And so I'm asking you, if there's any way that you can help us today buy those walkie-talkies for Carnation, Rome, what a blessing that will be for all of us. And frankly, walkie-talkies like this will save lives, no question. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done for us until now. And I am so happy that I can count on you for support as we move forward. God bless.